Good afternoon. I'm 14 First Alert meteorologist Arden Gregory, and we have a lot to talk about. Big changes on the way over the course of this weekend. Let me make sure that before I forget, I get the Facebook Live video pulled up here so I can see your comments as we go along. I know we have a lot to talk about, a lot to cover with these big changes happening over the course of the weekend. So today, clouds out there right now, obviously, but that's really all you have to worry about. Just a few clouds. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty mild. Tomorrow, we see this huge shift over the course of the weekend. So tomorrow, we start out with sunshine. It's going to be breezy with warm wind flowing in from the south. That's going to push our temperatures into the mid 80s and really prime us and set us up for those thunderstorms then. Saturday is a first alert weather day as a cold front is going to sweep through the tri-state Saturday night. Then behind it, the rain tapers off on Sunday. But look at this, our temperatures drop 20 degrees. That really gives you an indication of the kind of cold front we're going to be dealing with, that as it blows through the tri-state, it does bring us storms, but then it also drops our temperatures 20 degrees on Sunday. So let's dig into that first alert weather day. This is mainly late in the day Saturday. So we're talking Saturday evening into maybe the first part of Saturday night. The potential for some strong to severe storms that may be capable of producing some minor flooding issues, as well as a damaging wind and tornado threat. Now, right now, like I said, we have clouds out there, but no rain to speak of, and it's going to stay partly to mostly cloudy, but dry on through this evening. So don't worry about Friday night football. It's going to be perfectly fine out there for that. These clouds actually clear then through the overnight hours, and this is where things start to get a little hairy. First thing tomorrow morning, we're going to have some sunshine. Now, normally a nice sunny morning doesn't sound like bad news, but when you have a cold front coming in behind it, that's not great, because that sunshine along with this warm breeze from the south will work together to just add warmth and energy into the atmosphere as we go through the day on Saturday, and that energy is then going to feed the thunderstorms we'll see later in the day. So we start with some sunshine. By about lunchtime into the afternoon, some clouds start to build in, but these storms do seem to be trending a little later. Yesterday, we were talking about more of an afternoon into the evening threat. It's shifting a little more now, and it looks like it'll be more in the evening into the first part of the overnight hours. So through Saturday afternoon, looking like it'll trend mainly dry. Then these storms start to push in from the west Saturday evening and then continue through the first part of Saturday night. This line of strong to potentially severe storms then will push off to the east, and we'll probably be in the clear from severe weather by 11 p.m. or midnight tomorrow night. Now, that doesn't mean we're done with the rain. Showers and even a few rumbles of thunder will still be possible through the rest of the night, Saturday night, and some lighter showers will still wrap around on the backside of the system even into Sunday morning. Then we'll see clearing skies as we get into Sunday afternoon. Looking at the severe weather threat, again, we're going to stay dry today, that cold front and any risk of thunderstorms off to our west-northwest today. But as that cold front pushes eastward, it brings that chance of severe weather to us tomorrow. Now, I still think the greatest risk of severe weather will probably be to our southwest, closer to the middle of this area outlooked at a level 2 there. So we're talking northern Arkansas, out around Memphis, into the boot heel of Missouri. That's where I think the greatest risk of severe weather tomorrow is. However, that level 2 risk has also been extended to include more of the tri-state now as well. So initially we were all at a level 1 risk. Then yesterday afternoon we saw that level 2 pulled right up to the edge of the tri-state. Now it's been pulled just a little bit farther still. So we're divided almost in half. Northeast half of the tri-state still sitting at that level 1 risk, but the southwest half of the tri-state sitting at a level 2, with places like Evansville, Henderson, and Owensboro right at that dividing line. Now, one thing I want to point out is don't focus too hard on whether you're in the 1 versus the 2. I really don't think it's going to make that dramatic of a difference. The point is, with us being right at the cusp between the level 1 and level 2, that a few strong to severe storms are certainly possible anywhere in the tri-state tomorrow, but widespread severe weather is not expected anywhere in the tri-state tomorrow. So that's what I really want to drive home with this. We're at kind of a level 1 to level 2 risk out of 5. So overall, our severe weather threat is still fairly isolated, but it's certainly there. And then by Sunday, that risk of thunderstorms will push off to our east. Here's a look at the individual threats. One thing I want to point out is that the flooding risk has pulled more to the northwest. Flooding is still certainly a possibility, but it does look like the heaviest rain is going to stay more into Illinois and just to the northwest of the tri-state. We're not real concerned about hail at this point. However, our tornado and wind risk are trending up a bit more. There's a 2% chance that we could see a tornado anywhere in the tri-state tomorrow evening into tomorrow night. And then as far as the wind risk is concerned, we're right at the cusp of that 5% to 15% chance of damaging wind gusts. So at this point, damaging winds seem like the most likely threat with any storms that we get, but a tornado and some flooding both possible as well. Again, hail, not something we're real concerned about at this point. Here's just a summary of everything we just talked about. It is a first alert weather day tomorrow for possible strong to severe storms. Most likely window for those storms from about 5 p.m. coming to an end by about midnight, with damaging winds, flooding, and even a tornado, all possible as this cold front rolls through the tri-state. All right, checking in on the comments. William commenting, it has been a while since we've had thunderstorms, certainly a chance of severe weather. It's been a while now. We've been in drought for much of the month of September, and we've really only had one good round of soaking rainfall even in the month of October, and that was all flooding. There wasn't much of a severe threat there. So definitely a good time to review your severe weather action plan with your family. Make sure everybody knows where to go and what to do if a warning is issued, as it has been a little while since we've had severe weather here locally. So you may be a little rusty on that severe weather plan. Jeff Miller recommending people tie down their Halloween decorations. Not bad advice, Jeff. And yeah, some people commenting about outdoor plans this weekend. Like I said, I really think a big chunk of the day on Saturday will probably end up being dry. This severe weather threat is mainly later into the evening and overnight, primarily around or after 5 p.m. So if you have plans Saturday morning or even through the middle of the day, you're probably going to be okay there. Just make sure you have your First Alert Weather app and your phone with your notifications turned on so that if you are out and about and these storms happen to move in a little earlier, you would get an alert about that and be aware of that. But later into the evening and into the night, that's where we really start to get concerned about some of those stronger storms. And again, wind, the primary threat here. A lot of people asking about tornadoes. Wind is the primary concern. Flooding and a brief tornado, both a possibility. So it's not likely, but it is possible. So it is something you want to be prepared for just in case. The other impact that we're going to see from this cold front, other than the storms, is this huge drop in our temperatures. Today, it's really comfortable. We're sitting in the mid to upper 70s in most locations. Evansville, one of the cooler spots at 75. It's 78 in Owensboro and Henderson, 81 down in Greenville. If you are headed out to a Friday night football game, we're pretty close to the high for the day. Right now, we may climb just another degree or two, but then as we approach sunset, those temperatures will gradually start to fall. It will be mostly cloudy though, and pretty mild. We'll be in the low 70s in most locations when those games are kicking off, dropping back into the mid to upper 60s by the time those games are wrapping up. So overall, good weather for those Friday night football games. We'll eventually drop back into the low 60s by the end of the night tonight. And again, those clouds will start to clear with some sunshine then first thing Saturday morning. Saturday will be a little breezy even when it's not storming. We'll have warm air flowing in from the south-southwest. That's what's going to help push our temperatures into the mid 80s tomorrow afternoon. Then that cold front swings through Saturday evening into Saturday night. And oh, I forgot to switch over my alert day there. I should have bumped that up a day. It's not on Sunday, it is on Saturday. So just pretend that's to the left there. Sunday, then we have a chance of a few showers in the morning. Generally, we see clearing skies on Sunday. It will still be very breezy on Sunday, but the wind direction will have shifted. So instead of warm air from the south, we'll have cool air coming in from the northwest. And that's where you see that drop of about 20 degrees going from the mid 80s on Saturday to just the mid 60s on Sunday, and then look at that Sunday night, our lows dip into the low 40s, and then we kind of even out a little bit, more typical fall-like weather than with highs in the 60s to low 70s then through most of next week, and trending mainly dry as well. One person asking the odds of a severe thunderstorm warning versus a tornado warning. There's a better chance you will end up with a severe thunderstorm warning tomorrow because, again, straight line damaging winds are the primary concern, but a tornado warning cannot be totally ruled out. Be prepared for anything, but more than likely, if we get any warnings at all tomorrow, because, again, our overall threat is relatively low. It's a 1 to 2 on a scale of 5. But if we were to get any warnings tomorrow, they'll most likely be severe thunderstorm warnings for straight line winds, but that possibility of a tornado warning is there. So just be prepared either way. All right, I think that pretty much wraps up most people's questions. Again, we are on alert Saturday for the possibility of some strong to severe storms, damaging winds, the main threat, but some flooding and an isolated tornado also possible. This will mainly be late in the day Saturday. We're mainly looking from about 5 p.m. up until maybe midnight Saturday night. So make sure you are staying weather aware, especially during that time period. And the 14 First Alert Weather Team will be here all weekend long to keep you safe. All right. Okay, that wraps up your forecast, but don't go anywhere. Jamie French and Robinson Miles will be right back with your latest news headlines.
Your local news and weather throughout the day by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows. At 8:30 a.m., get your First Alert forecast to plan the day ahead and catch up on the news that happened overnight with the 14 News Sunrise team. In the afternoon, get the latest headlines, forecasts, and a preview of the stories we're working on with the 14 First Alert streaming show at 2:30. And get an in-depth look at the 14 First Alert forecast so you're ready for the next big thing with the 14 First Alert weather show at 9 p.m. Watch the 14 First Alert streaming show that fits your schedule and works best for you. Streaming on your phone by downloading the 14 News app and the 14 First Alert weather app. On your smart TV by using the 14 News streaming app. And stream anytime on Facebook, YouTube, or on 14news.com. Stay connected and stay informed by watching the 14 First Alert streaming shows on your favorite streaming devices. Live from 14 News, this is a 14 Digital News Desk update.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us for our 2:30 streaming show. I'm Jamie French.
And I'm Robinson Miles. Of course, you made it to Friday. Congrats.
Congrats.
So we've got some fun stories from across the tri-state, as well as starting out with some good news. Can't say I never did anything for you. Good news for drivers in Evansville. The Walnut Street corridor is finally back open. Now, crews have been working for months to build new pavement, sidewalks, and a dedicated bike path.
That's right. Officials say it's all a part of their Vision Zero initiative. It's for a modern approach to a safer and more accessible street. Now, Vision Zero is actually a global movement to eliminate traffic-related deaths and injuries through smarter roadway design, data-driven enforcement, and community-centered planning. This idea was all brought about by local Dr. Ahmed Khan, whose son was actually killed in a traffic accident in 2024. So a lot of thought, a lot of work, a lot of heart went into this project, and it's finally back open. And from our video that we got just about an hour ago, traffic seems to be flowing smoothly, so that's good.
I always love things like that, that just doing things a little bit differently can maybe have a lot safer outcome. We don't necessarily have to do things wildly differently, but make a few tweaks, and hopefully it can make a big difference for people.
Absolutely.
All right, now elsewhere in town, a 14 News update on the work being done at Mickey's Kingdom. Now, the park was supposed to reopen this weekend, but officials say their work is going to take just a little bit longer. Now, crews closed the park Monday to replace the surface, but found more work needed to be done. New playground equipment is also being installed. Now, it's expected to open back up on Tuesday, October 28th. So you have to keep waiting.
Yeah.
But it's coming.
I feel like that happens a lot with some projects around our tri-state area. Like once they start, they realize, oh, there's a few more things we really could fix, like now that we're seeing it. So I'm sure they just want to make sure that it's all said and done at one time, because nobody wants to go back and close the park again. So they're just trying to get everything done and revamped a little bit with some new playground equipment, because that's a pretty popular park.
True. It's almost like the city's insecure, fighting for our love. It's like, oh, you missed it? How much did you miss it?
Yeah,
Oh, you were
we're
going to
gonna-
wait to go? How long are you willing
Yeah.
to wait to
Yep.
go back to the park?
We got to wait till October 28th now. So
Well, you know what, Mickey's Kingdom? I will do that. I absolutely will. All right. Final headline for us today. Of course, we're getting deeper into October, meaning you got to get into the Halloween spirit.
Oh, yeah.
This weekend, you are in luck if that is your goal. There are plenty of spooky events happening across the tri-state.
Yeah, that's right. If you are looking for some family-friendly fun, Halloween Illuminations is returning tonight to historic Newburgh. The self-guided Halloween experience takes you through the illuminated woods, plenty of Halloween inflatables and decorations out. Organizers say this year's event features many new displays like a ghost town and even an Evansville Otters skeleton baseball team. It all kicks off tonight at 5:30. Tickets are only $5 per person. Em Beck, which we are jealous of, is going to that tonight, so she's going to get a first-hand look at just how cool it is, and of course she's going to let us know what to expect.
You know, it's one of those things that I'm sure you guys have noticed, that when we have a reporter that's doing a story that's spending a lot of time outside, they get to wear, you know, slightly more casual wear. And I ran into Emma earlier as we were walking in here, and I said, oh, jealous. She said, well, hey, if you want to go report. And I found out this was her story. It's like, yeah, kind of.
Yeah,
I
she was
would
at the
love to
zoo
do
the
that,
other
actually.
Day, now she's going to this, so it's pretty
Right?
cool. We can send reporters to things like that.
So fun. Not all doom and gloom, a lot of it, but not all doom and gloom.
We've got cool Halloween lights too, so.
True. So, of course, that plus a whole lot more. We got a lot of big stuff planned for this evening. Of course, our usual slate of evening shows, 14 News at 4, 5, and 6. And then, if you can stand the wait, 14 News at 10, along with Touchdown Live tonight. So, all kinds of great stuff coming up.
Yep, absolutely. All right, that will wrap things up this afternoon.